Alright guys, so we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and in the newest update, we do know that there is a banner coming with LR Cell, which we're all excited for. For the upcoming World Tournament, there is two actual, World Tournament prize cards. We have the Great Saiyaman, as well as the Mighty Mask, which Global has already received in the past. And then, of course, we also have a rebirth for this Final Form Cooler right here. He was a very solid support type option when he first released on Dokkan. Now, with his rebirth, he gets a monster upgrade. He is very, very good. The only thing I would say that's a little disappointing about the Cooler, of course, is that he's only on the Movie Boss category team, and it's not really the best place to use a support type unit that's only supporting one type, right? You know, as cool as it would be to show him on the Movie Boss category team, I do feel like it is more practical to use him here. Because on the Movie Boss category team, sure, you know, he can buff Turles and he can buff the Great Ape Turles. But, again, this is, a good test of where we're actually going to use him. You know, for Super Battle Road or something along those lines. We'll keep LR Macho Vegeta right here. Because they do have, I believe, Shattering the Limits. And then they have... Super 17 has an attack link with Cooler as well. So, let me get rid of Dispo. Hopefully, LR Macho Vegeta doesn't get an additional, because I do want Cooler to get a few attacks in. So, Cooler is the next in this line of units that have been doing this. I know Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta is like this, where they have built-in additionals into their passive that can't become super attacks. Alright, so attacks that have a little over 500,000. Again, with each attack, he does build up his attack power. So his attack stat is going to rise and rise the more attacks he actually gets off. I believe every attack that Cooler does give him 5% attack up to a maximum of 50%. So if he gets, it's going to be difficult to get 10 attacks, but if he, well, maybe not, because, you know, you can get 3 basically every turn. You know, you can't, okay, the last attack Cooler had, by the way, that probably was a potential system attack, because the way Cooler's passive works, he has a ridiculously long passive. Here, we'll keep Turles with Super 17 right here. So, the way Cooler works, he gives 40% to AGL types. It's not Extreme AGL or Super AGL. So, that's good, right? So, he's just like this Metal Rildo right here, where he gives a massive buff. Then, he has a high chance to launch up to 2 additional attacks. Now, these 2 additional attacks from his passive cannot be super attacks. If they were capable of being super attacks, it would actually say in his passive that they have, a chance to become a super attack, right? So because of the fact that they're not even saying that right there in his passive means they won't be super attacks. They're there just to build up his passive. And then he gets 5% attack up to a max of 50% with every attack he performs. So, all in all, he is going to build up his attack quite a bit as we're going through here. Let's just, as soon as we get through this Tech Jiren phase, we're going to be sitting real good. I did kind of overload this team with, support type units, right? We got Cooler, you know, AGL Rose, you know, works basically as a support type unit. We have Turles as well, because you got to bring Turles. I was thinking about Great Ape Turles, but okay. Ooh, notice, alright, so Cooler's attack stat, he's over 600k already. And then if we could get Turles or the Metal Rildo on the rotation as well, we could see how our boy's really going to be looking. And we're just, no one is critting. So we just can't fucking get crits today, huh? Okay. Sure. No crits. These fuckers. Yo. Can one of you guys crit, please? So we can move on to the next phase? God. Alright, anyway. So, this Cooler, right? He's going to be a really interesting option, whenever you are going to build an Extreme AGL team. But, unfortunately, in terms of, categories right now, he's not the best fit. It's just how it is for support type units of like one typing, right? Like you're not going to be able to see basically the best that they can bring. Okay, I don't think LR Majin Jiren is too strong. I think for LR Majin Vegeta to one-shot unless he got an additional attack, because this is going to be a perfect right here rotation to see how strong Cooler can be, because Cooler's had a lot of attacks by this point, and we also have the 40% Metal Rildo on the rotation as well. 3.4 million for LR Majin Vegeta, by the way. Okay, and he did get an additional. Holy shit! Yo, woo! Majin Vegeta. I mean, all right. Well, there it is. Oh god, that is so annoying. It's like, all right, well, we'll get to see Cooler just as long as Majin Vegeta doesn't double super here. Oh, he double supered here. You fucker. And the team is so overloaded with support type units. I'm actually gonna go ahead and heal, by the way. Just to be on the safe side. Probably don't need to, but I'm gonna. The team is so overloaded with support type units that I can't even miss super attacks. Like, I would like to not super attack right here, because I want to see Cooler hit, like, even once more. But, you know, oh well. if we can't get it done, we can't get it done. Because we can see, like, Cooler with his passive all the way built up, he's not going to hit 1 million attack set. Like, maybe with Rildo on the rotation. And then, like, if we also had, like, Turles on the rotation, like, I do think we could get Cooler to 1 million attack, but, like, it's very artificial, right? Like, you're not going to run a rotation of, like, Cooler and Turles with Metal Rildo there. Like, that's a rotation where you're going to die. Like, you're going to have to use an item because you're going to get hit way too hard. So, it's not... I like to show the best of what the units can do within reason, right? That's why I usually am not a fan of nuking, because nuking is not practical in any way. Like, you're not gonna go through an event and be able to nuke nowadays. So that's why I usually, like, I'm not really too concerned about doing, like, nuke tests and shit like that. Alright, so this should be enough right here to go ahead and finish him off. What is our boy Cooler sitting at? 600k. Okay. But when we, you know, consider all the extra damage that Cooler is providing to the team with that 40% attack buff to AGL types, like, we know. Okay, so almost 700k right here. Because LR Majin Vegeta had a 3.4 fucking million attack stat. And again, I would love to point out right about now that this is on a double 120% lead, and LR Majin Vegeta had a 3.4 million attack stat. So that alone shows you just how fucking ridiculous having, like, some of those support type units can be, like, with the right sort of unit, right? So, like, what I mean by that is LR Majin Vegeta, because he gets his buff on super attack, he gets much more of a buff from a support type unit than a unit that gets at the start of turn, right? That's why, like, LR Majin Vegeta, LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, they're units like that to where you get, like, the right support type unit around and their attack stat will, like, skyrocket to godly levels. So this is Decisive Execution Cooler Final Form. His leader skill is STR type enemy attack and defense minus 40%. Now, I've already seen people talking about how that you could possibly use this guy as a leader for Super Battle Road. If you guys are not aware, some people have beaten Super Battle Road using, like, Int Android 13 as a leader, which basically lowers... I could bring this up real quick while I'm talking. But that lowers the, like, attack and defense... Hold on, let me bring it up. Let me bring up a leader skill. It lowers the attack of tech-type enemies by 43%. So what people will do is they'll use a double Android 13 leader, and then they'll just, like, do, like, a 2-hour-long fight through Super Battle Road, and then using, like, Kid Buu and Buhan, they heal like crazy. You know, you have something like LR Bojack, who is just so defensive, and you go through these marathons to beat the Super Battle Road stages, right? I've seen many screenshots. Like, a lot of people have done this. They've won Super Battle Road using a double Android 13 leader. Now, again, people are saying you'll probably do this with Cooler as well. I see the problem with doing the Cooler team is you don't have all the built-in healing that you do with Extreme Int. Because again, you know, Buhan and Kibu will heal a lot of health. Whereas AGL, Extreme AGL, I mean, there's the Baby Janemba, but like that's a JP exclusive card. Off the top of my head, I mean, you also have Darkness Toa, but again, that's another JP exclusive card. So there's not a lot of units coming to my mind who like would heal for Extreme AGL. So I don't know how practical it could be, but you might be able to get it done. He does Supreme and greatly lowers defense. Here's his long-ass passive. AGL types attack and defense 40%. High chance to launch 2 additional attacks, plus an additional 5% to his passive for each attack performed up to 50%. So that's pretty cool. His links are fine. Strongest Clan of Space, Brutal Beatdown, Cold Judgment, Nightmare, Big Bad Bosses, Metamorphosis, Shattering Limit. He's on the Movie Boss team. 12 key multiplier of 145%. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. And then his additional attack with each attack performed is calculated separately, resulting in an increase of 7% per attack performed for a total of 110% attack. Okay, combined with his passive. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So a fully maxed out Cooler could provide some interesting damage. It's just in like any sort of event that's going to be very difficult to obtain, especially since really the only team you're running him on is Extreme AGL. If this guy, if they ever release like an upgrade to the typings, like if there was like, you know, an Extreme AGL like 150% leader and on, this guy would become very, very relevant because he's got good links. He gives the attack and defensive buff. Only thing he doesn't do is give key, but there is already a lot of key on Extreme AGL. That's not a team that is hungry for key, right? So the fact that he doesn't give key, I don't think is really a concern here. I really like this Cooler. I think they did a very good thing by turning him into what he is. They've done this. Some of these World Tournament cards have been interesting lately, so that's a good thing. That will do it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.